morning, John. Well, here we are with John Garrock's greeting, another day in paradise. I love that. Another one that I add to that, I come in and younger employees look at me and say, what's wrong with him? It's the first day of the rest of my life. It's really exciting. So let's get started today. At any rate, our club has stocked beautiful fish, and a lot of them. We put more in this year than we ever have. We're up to $20,000 worth of fish that have been stocked, and these are gorgeous fish. When you catch them, you will look at them and really appreciate. If you have donated, you'll really appreciate what the dollars have purchased. I guess if you haven't donated, you'll still appreciate it. The fishing is good. It's still typical early fishing. There are quill gordons, blue quills, and Hendricksons hatching. We had gray caddis and now tan caddis activity. The water is much lower than what we would like to see. We're running at the 2-foot level. We would love to see that at about 2.8 feet, but that may not happen. If you remember, last year was a terrific drought. I have an idea that could go on for years before the cycle changes. They're getting rain around us, so it's not a situation where you say, oh, there's no rain on the East Coast or whatever. I mean, there's rain around us, but it's just not getting here. I've seen this before. We're experiencing it now, so go out and fish for these wonderful fish. And as always, I'm always trying to raise money to purchase fish. So if you have not joined the support, please do. Come in, drop some money if you fish. If you don't, okay, that's understandable. But if you're enjoying what the money has purchased and these gorgeous looking fish, support the organization. Come in and make some donations. The Straw Brewery has been involved in developing this idea for a long time. They've made a very nice, significant donation this year, and I would like to thank them, along with all of the other individuals who have come in here and have given some really nice, significant donations. So, we don't care if it's $10 or thousands of dollars. We appreciate it, and people should give what they can give and go out and enjoy it. As you understand, it's just a wonderful environment to fish in. It's a fairly big river, so you can enjoy you might see somebody 100 yards from you, but you can always find a spot to fish, and there's enough trout out there. I don't care where you're standing. If you can cast 30 feet, you're going to be fishing over trout. Whether you have the ability to catch them is something you will develop over the years. So at any rate, thank you. We put in wonderful fish. Keep the club in mind. Hatch activity, I try not to get into too much of that because this video won't be out for 5 to 7 days. So conditions certainly change. Right now the water is very low. As I said before, there are quill gordons, blue quills, and Hendricksons. The Hendrickson probably being the most prominent hatch. That's a fairly good hatch, and remember that the males and females in that particular insect visually are different. So keep that in mind when you're catching them and looking at them and tying flies. There's a lot of caddis activity, so I'm seeing fish caught that are quite large, larger than what we put in. So the organization is having success. I have no idea where these fish have survived. Last year we had terrible conditions, but yet before we put a fish in September, they were catching gorgeous looking trout in locations where I would have doubted that any trout could have survived. So it's really neat. These are animals that if they can find a little bottom seepage somewhere in a shadow, they seem to be able to lay and just wait for the conditions to improve, and they're ready to go. So if you enjoy trout fishing, come on up and support the organization that is supporting you. Remember, this was developed to provide a world-class trout fishing experience, not trout fishery, but a trout fishing experience for the public on public water at no charge. Now, that's financed through donations. You don't have to be a supporter, but we would really appreciate it if you do. So, hope to see you in the store. Come on up, and we'll be here, and thank you.
There you go.